The Piltdown Man. Welcome to the evidence log. The investigation starts now. In 1912, the world of science was buzzing with excitement. An amateur archaeologist named Charles Dawson claimed to have found a groundbreaking fossil in a gravel pit in Piltdown, England. He presented fragments of a skull and a jawbone to prominent geologists. The skull appeared human-like, but the jaw was distinctly ape-like. This was it, the missing link between ape and man, a creature they named Ioanthropus dawsoni, or Dawson's Dawn Man. For decades, the Piltdown Man was hailed as a monumental discovery, cementing Britain's place in the history of human evolution. It was featured in textbooks and displayed in museums. But from the very beginning, some scientists had doubts. The pieces just didn't quite fit together. The wear on the molar teeth was inconsistent with how a human-like creature would chew, and the jaw and skull seemed to come from two different species. Despite these suspicions, the scientific establishment largely accepted the fossil as genuine. It took over 40 years for the truth to be exposed. In 1953, scientists at the British Museum were finally able to use new dating technology, specifically the fluorine absorption test. The results were shocking. The test proved that the skull and jawbone were from two different time periods. The human skull was only about 500 years old, while the jawbone belonged to a modern orangutan. Further examination of the evidence revealed the full extent of the deception. The teeth had been filed down to mimic human wear patterns. The bones had been stained with an iron solution and chromic acid to make them look ancient. It was an elaborate and meticulously crafted hoax. The question was, who did it, and why? Suspicion immediately fell on Charles Dawson, the man who discovered the fossils. He had a history of questionable finds, and the timing was all too convenient. However, Dawson had died in 1916, taking the secret with him. Over the years, other suspects have been proposed, including Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, who lived nearby and had a known interest in fossils and a grudge against the scientific establishment. Another suspect was Martin Hinton, a museum volunteer who reportedly held a grudge against his superior, Arthur Smith Woodward, who had championed the Piltdown find. The Piltdown Man remains one of the most infamous hoaxes in the history of science. It serves as a powerful cautionary tale about the dangers of confirmation bias and the importance of rigorous scientific skepticism. The evidence, once re-examined without prejudice, clearly showed the forgery for what it was, a clever trick that fooled the world for over 40 years. Please like and subscribe for more investigations from the evidence log.